Scott Epp, running the waves of life, Scott Epp.
Are you riding the waves of life? How many people in the audience have ever surfed before? All right, I've got a few, not many. For those people that haven't surfed before, I'm a Saskatchewan boy, and I learned a ton of things about surfing. And I want to share some of the secrets that I learned with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, special guests, today I will share with you 3 stories about how I rode the waves of life, or I crashed on the waves of life. And I want you to listen to the stories on 2 levels. The first level is listen to the stories and be entertained by how I rode the waves or how I crashed on the waves. And the second way is to think for yourself, are you riding the waves of life? In 2007, I had an incredible opportunity to go surfing for the first time. I'm a Saskatchewan boy. I'm from Canada. I've never surfed before. I grew up on the flat prairies. I was miles away from the ocean. I never thought about going surfing until I met an Australian. And she enticed me to come over and meet her parents. And I really wanted to win the favor of her family, especially her brother. So I thought, I'm going to learn how to surf. And I all of a sudden got passionate about surfing. And he all at once took me out to the beach and he said, Scott, you're going to learn how to surf. And I was like, okay, I'm excited. All right, cool. I'm going to go surfing. This is going to be awesome. I'm really excited. Okay, so we went down to the beach, and I was ready. I had my surf gear on. I'm ready to go. Okay, so he said, okay, first thing that you need to know, if you learn how to surf, you have to know how to get out. I said, that makes sense. Learn how to get out. Okay, perfect. So what do you do? It's like, okay, get on the board, just like this. And as soon as you feel the wave, get up like this. And then jump up in one motion. I was like, I can do that. I'm good. I do push-ups, right? I'm a Saskatchewan boy. I'm tough. I play hockey. I can surf. So he took me out to this easy beach. And I thought, okay, I can do this. So we go out there. We surf out. We paddle out into the waves. He catches these little waves. And I'm like, how the heck can you catch these little things? And he surfs back into the shore and comes back. He's like, come on, man. All you have to do is like paddle, jump up, get up on your surfboard. You're good. And I just like watched wave after wave going. And I was like, man. I was really wanted to surf. Finally, he came up behind me and said, listen, a wave is coming. When it comes, I want you to get up just like I showed you. And I want you to get up on your surfboard and I want you to surf, okay? I was like, all right, I'm ready. And all of a sudden, this huge wave came. And I could feel the pressure of the wave coming behind me. And all of a sudden, this thrust as my nose of my surfboard went down and I started paddling. And I jumped up and I was surfing! Yes! And my wife took a picture of this huge wave. The picture didn't lie. And in the background, my brother-in-law, like this. And the picture did kind of lie because he actually was cheering for me, but before that he gave me a thrust so that I could gain momentum to actually get the surf and get up. But you know what? I went home and I was proud because I was a surfer. And I surfed the Australian Ocean. And I changed my Facebook profile from guitar and piano and hockey to surfing. I was a surfer. So the first lesson that I learned was in order to be a surfer, you have to have humility. But I didn't learn that right then because I bragged about being a surfer for a number of years until 2 years later, I came back to Australia. Now I was married to my wife. And I needed to show off not to my future brother-in-law, to my brother-in-law. And he said, let's go out to my beach, Maroubra Beach. It's a little bit harder than the last beach you were at. At Maroubra Beach, you have to surf past the first break, he said. It's like, okay, I can figure this out. So what you do is you dive underneath that first wave, and you let yourself swim and paddle, and then you get out to the second break where you really want to be in order to surf to get good waves. So we're out there. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So he gets up, he goes back to shore. He gets up, he goes back to shore, does all these twirly things on his surfboard because he's awesome. And I'm just swimming, diving underneath. And I get soaking wet. And I swim and I dive underneath and I get soaking wet. And it's like this. I jump, I get underneath, I get like this. And I'm soaked. And I'm like this. And then I just like lose and I'm disorientated. And then my surfboard goes and spins me around. But you know what? I'm okay. I'm going to jump, I'm going to dive underneath. And then I swim. And then all of a sudden, I realized that an hour had passed. And I didn't even get to the second surf yet. And he calls me into the shore. He says, mate, you got to learn something here. As soon as you get underneath that wave, you need to paddle hard and have perseverance in order to get to where the real action is. So the second thing I learned was that in order to get to the big wave, I had to push through and get through the small wave so I could get to where the real action was. The third time I went surfing was in Hawaii. I was with the same brother-in-law. I'd learned how to surf a little bit better. But we went to Pipeline. Who knows where Pipeline is? Who's heard of Pipeline? Pipeline is where the pros go. That's where those huge waves come. And that's where the real action is. It wasn't quite as big, but you know, it sounds cool. I went to Pipeline, right? And I had a mission. I was going to get up and I was going to surf Pipeline. So what did I do? I got out there. I sensed the wave. And then the wave came. And it totally crashed me to the ground. And then I did it again and again and again. And I got a scar because my fin got caught. And then finally, I got up at Pipeline for 3 seconds. But I have something you don't. I surf Pipeline. And to a lot of people, that means something. My wife was on the shore the whole time, and I saw about 40 clips of her. Come on, honey, you can do it. Oh. Come on, honey, you can do it. Oh. Over and over and over again. But I surf Pipeline. So a question for you is, are you standing on the shore of life? Are you wet? Are you in the water? Or are you riding the waves of life? Because I promise you that it's worth it to get out there, get your surfboard, get your attitude out there and say, I can do this. Get wet, jump through the first wave, get out there, push through. Because there's no freer feeling than riding the waves of life.